Zaid was a 13-year-old student in Texas. One day, as he was walking to school through a forest trail, he saw a snake tangled in a plastic bag. His first instinct was fear, but then he remembered a hadith his mother once told him. Be merciful to the creatures of the earth, and the one above will be merciful to you. Carefully, he used a stick to untangle the snake and let it go. It slipped away without harm. That evening, he learned that a major storm had hit the trail after school, and a fallen tree blocked the path. Had he not stopped to help the snake, he would have been on that trail at the wrong time. Moral: mercy always returns to the one who gives it, sometimes in ways we never expect. It was a chilly afternoon in a bustling high school when something unexpected occurred. Ahmed, a 16-year-old student, sat at his desk, his face flushed with anger and frustration. His English teacher, Mrs. Thompson, had just handed back their latest essays, and Ahmed's paper was covered in red ink. He felt humiliated and misunderstood. Trembling, he pulled out a blank sheet of paper and began to write a scathing letter to his teacher. As he poured his emotions onto the page, Ahmed's words grew increasingly harsh. He accused Mrs. Thompson of being unfair, biased, and even his pen scratched furiously across the paper, each word a dagger aimed at his teacher's heart. The letter was filled with all the pent-up frustration and disappointment he had been harboring for weeks. But as Ahmed neared the end of his tirade, something made him pause. He looked down at the angry words before him, his heart still racing from the intensity of his emotions. Suddenly, he felt a twinge of doubt. Was this really the right thing to do? Would sending this letter actually solve anything? Taking a deep breath,
the country, but he also
Ahmed
knows
decided
people's
to
lives
send the letter.
are at stake.
He told himself he would wait until the next day to make a final decision. As he walked home from school, the cool air helped clear his mind. He began to reflect on his actions and the potential consequences of sending such a harsh letter. Tani Beningez Ahmed sat in his room. He picked up the letter again. Reading it with fresh eyes, he was shocked by the venom in his own words. He realized that his anger had clouded his judgment, making him lash out in a way that was unlike him. With a heavy sigh, he crumpled up the paper and tossed it into the trash bin. The next day at school, Ahmed approached Mrs. Thompson after class. To his surprise, she seemed distracted and upset. Gathering his courage, he asked if everything was all right. Mrs. Thompson hesitated for a moment before confiding in him that she had been going through a difficult personal situation. Her mother had recently been diagnosed with a serious illness, and she had been struggling to balance her work and family responsibilities. As Ahmed listened to his teacher's story, he felt a wave of guilt wash over him. He thought about the letter he had almost sent and how it would have only added to Mrs. Thompson's burdens. In that moment, he was immensely grateful that he had chosen not to act on his anger. Over the next few weeks, Ahmed made an effort to be more understanding and supportive of Mrs. Thompson. He offered to help her organize classroom materials and even stayed after school to assist with grading papers. As they worked together, Ahmed gained a new perspective on his teacher and the challenges she faced. One afternoon, as they were wrapping up their work, Mrs. Thompson turned to Ahmed with a smile. "You know," she said, it's made a big difference Ahmed felt a warmth spread through his chest, knowing that his small acts of kindness had made an impact. That night, as Ahmed prepared for bed, he found himself reflecting on the events of the past month. He thought about how close he had come to sending that angry letter, and how different things might have been. He had acted on his impulse. With a grateful heart, he offered a quiet prayer of thanks to Allah for giving him the wisdom to pause and reconsider his actions. As he drifted off to sleep, Ahmed realized that this experience had taught him a valuable lesson about empathy, patience, and the power of second chances. He vowed to carry this lesson with him, always striving to see beyond his own emotions and consider the struggles others might be facing. In the days and weeks that followed, Ahmed found himself approaching challenges with a new sense of perspective. He became more patient with his classmates, more understanding of his parents, and more appreciative of his teachers. The angry letter that never left his desk had become a turning point, transforming not just his relationship with Mrs. Thompson, but his entire outlook on life. And so, in a bustling high school where tensions often ran high, one student's moment of restraint had set in motion a chain of events that would ripple outward, touching lives in ways he could never have imagined. All because, on that chilly afternoon, something unexpected had occurred.